What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, where we keep you up to date on everything happening with America's team. I'm Dave, and today we've got a lot to dive into after a wild season opener against the Cleveland Browns. There were some concerning moments, especially with injuries to two key players, tight end Jake Ferguson and linebacker Eric Kendricks. We'll also break down the massive news surrounding Dak Prescott's record-breaking contract extension. But before we get into all that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future updates. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. So, if you love Cowboys football, help us get there by clicking that subscribe button. Now, let's get into the latest on Jake Ferguson and Eric Kendricks. Cowboys Nation, this is not what we wanted to see in Week 1. Ferguson, a key piece of our offense, left the game with a knee injury in the third quarter after getting tackled by Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks. The sight of Ferguson rolling on the ground in pain was enough to send a shiver down the spine of every Cowboys fan watching. And then, to add to the chaos, linebacker Eric Kendricks had to leave the field due to dehydration. Let's break it all down, starting with Jake Ferguson. This guy was set to play a massive role for the Cowboys this season. He had the second most receiving yards on the team last year, and with Dalton Schultz no longer around, many expected Ferguson to step up even more. Unfortunately, it looks like his season got off to a rough start. After that tackle, trainers rushed to his side and guided him off the field. Ferguson didn't seem comfortable putting any weight on his left leg, which is always a worrying sign. Now, here's the big question, Cowboys Nation. How worried are you about Jake Ferguson's injury? Do you think he'll be able to bounce back quickly, or are we looking at a longer recovery here? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in our poll on whether the Cowboys should make a move to add more depth at tight end. With Ferguson out, we saw backups Luke Schoonmaker and Brevin Spanford step up at tight end. Schoonmaker, the rookie, has a lot of potential, but you have to wonder if he's ready to take on a bigger role this early in the season. And don't forget about fullback Hunter Luepke, who can also be an option in certain situations. But Cowboys Nation, is this enough? Should the Cowboys look outside the roster for additional help at tight end? Drop your thoughts below and join the conversation. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Eric Kendricks. Thankfully, this injury situation didn't turn out to be as serious as Ferguson's. Kendricks, who already had an interception in the first half, left the game in the third quarter due to dehydration. After a quick recovery, he was back on the sideline with his helmet on, ready to go if needed. This was a relief, especially since Kendricks is such an important part of our defense. He's a veteran presence and showed his worth right out of the gate with that pick. But here's the thing, Cowboys Nation, dehydration in Week 1 could be a sign that players are still adjusting to the grind of the regular season. Do you think the Cowboys should be concerned about how well-conditioned the team is? Let's talk about it in the comments, and don't forget to let us know if you think Kendricks should see a lighter workload to stay fresh for the long haul. And just when you thought we were done with major storylines from the season opener, there's Dak Prescott's massive contract extension. That's right, folks, Dak is staying in Dallas, and he's now the highest-paid player in NFL history. Can you believe that? Just hours before the Cowboys took the field in Cleveland, Prescott signed a 4-year extension worth a whopping $240 million. That's an average of $60 million per year. This deal keeps him with the Cowboys through the 2028 season, and it solidifies his place as the franchise quarterback for years to come. Cowboys fans, how do you feel about Dak's new deal? Is he worth the $60 million per year, or do you think the Cowboys paid too much? Drop your opinions in the comments and let's get a discussion going. I know Dak has his critics, but there's no denying his production. Last season alone, he threw for over 4,500 yards, had 36 touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. Those are elite numbers, and it's clear the Cowboys are banking on him to lead them to that elusive Super Bowl title. Speaking of the Super Bowl, this contract extension puts even more pressure on Prescott to deliver. The Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since 1995, and they're desperately searching for that breakthrough. Prescott has led the team to the playoffs 5 times in his first 8 seasons, but now the expectation is clear: it's Super Bowl or bust. So, here's my question to you, Cowboys Nation. Do you think Dak Prescott is the quarterback who can finally bring another Lombardi trophy back to Dallas? Let's get a debate going in the comments. I know this is a hot topic, so I'm excited to hear what you all think. Now, with all this news swirling around, it's important to keep in mind that this is just the beginning of the season. We've still got a long way to go, and there will be plenty of twists and turns along the way. But if Week 1 is any indication, we're in for an exciting ride. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you all to subscribe to Cowboys News TV and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. We're so close to reaching our goal of 11,000 subscribers, and with your help, we can get there even faster. If you love Cowboys content and want to stay in the loop on all the latest news, rumors, and analysis, make sure you're subscribed. And if you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Cowboys fans. Alright, Cowboys Nation, that's going to do it for today's video. We've got a lot to keep an eye on in the coming days, from Jake Ferguson's injury status to how the Cowboys handle depth at tight end. Plus, we'll be watching Dak Prescott's performance closely as he embarks on his first season under that historic contract extension. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, we appreciate your support. Keep the conversation going in the comments, and don't forget to cast your vote in our community polls. We love hearing from you, and your input helps shape the content we create. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and go Cowboys!